I turned 15 last week, and I'm feeling better than ever. A few months ago, I was having a really hard time and ended up telling my English teacher.
Hi, this is Steve Ashton from Reeve & Company. You're listening to 102.7 FM CKMS. Don't touch that dial.
The Ford government is bad news for Waterloo Region. Doug Ford is threatening to override our sustainable regional official plan, potentially forcing thousands of acres of expensive urban sprawl. His housing scheme will destroy our local farms, be unaffordable to most, and will significantly increase our taxes to subsidize developers. Tell your MPP we already have the sustainable official plan we need to build more affordable homes and apartments at holdthelinewr.org. Brought to you by the Small Change Fund.
Yo, last intertribal of this round, Safer Wolf, take it away.
CKMS 102.7 FM radio, and that was Wake Up and Rise by Diggin' Roots. We are Two White Feather and Lori Gentle Eagle, and this is the Red Road Journey where we aim to amplify Indigenous voices to heal ourselves, all our relations, our communities, and our planet. We are broadcasting you from the traditional territories of the neutral Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee peoples. On Canada Day was a day to reflect on what it means to be Canadian, to share what makes us proud, to celebrate the richness of our land, our diversity, our culture, our contributions, our peoples. Two White Feather and Lori Gentle Eagle did not celebrate Canada Day. Instead, we reflected on how we as a country on native land continue to devalue the original peoples of this land. So, with that, we're going to play Jolly Black singing the national anthem. So, here it is.
Rise now. And here to perform, Oh Canada, welcome Toronto, Ontario native and Canada's queen of R&B, Julie Black.
Oh, Canada, our home on a native land. True patriots love in all of us command with glowing rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
That was
Please
pretty
rise.
powerful and pretty controversial for some. I say thank you, Miigwech, to Julie Black of Toronto for standing up and acknowledging that this is Canada, our home on Native land. And before she spoke, we had another talking about our country, and Two White Feather is going to play that next. A song by Willie Dunn.
I pity the country, I pity the state, and the mind of a man who thrives on hate. Smaller the lives of cheats and of liars, of bigoted news press, fascist town crier. Deception annoys me, deception destroys me. The Bill of Rights froze me, jails they all know me. Frustrated are churchmen, the saving of soul men, the tinker, the tailor, the colonial governor. They pull and they paw me, they're seeking to draw me away from the roundness of the light. Silly civil servants, they thrive off my body. Their trip is with power, back bacon and welfare. Police, they arrest me, materialists test me, pollution it chokes me, movies they joke me, politicians exploit me, city life that jades me, Hudson Bay fleece me, hunting laws freak me. Government is bumbling, revolution's rumbling. To be ruled in impunity is tradition, continuity. I pity the country, I pity the state, and the mind of a man who thrives on hate.
To mark our National Elizabeth Fry Week in May of this year, the Canadian Association of Elizabeth Fry Association posted a video on their Instagram page in which shone a spotlight on the over-incarceration crisis of Indigenous people. Within the Canadian criminal justice system, Mi'kmaq lawyer, professor, activist, and politician Pam Palmateer says this over-incarceration crisis is a form of genocide and a series of human rights violations. She contribution to the colonization. So we're going to play The Child of the Government by Jayla Wolf.
Oh, hey, I was just gonna tell you that, I guess I got nobody to talk to, really.
Father young blood took the children down to the water with the cross and the Bible. They were taught to pray, but they left their hands up high. Grandma was young when the baby came, and she was locked up in a white room, raining. The nuns held the key while they made a sound and name. They took my daddy away. My father's blood is mine. His story beats inside me, and now I share it here with you. Yeah, he's a child of the government. Mixed up the bloodline, lost its people, broken and cursed, wrapped them in evil smiles for the priest now. God save the bank, no. This is a song about the child of the government. Cuts and bruises, drugs and alcoholic. I just saw my father and he found out. Now he's empty, calling hands in ring. He's all in toothless fighter, makes me cry. Yeah, he's a child of the government. My father's blood is mine. His story beats inside me, and now I share it here with you. Yeah, he's a child of the government. Yeah, he's a child of the government. Yeah, he's a child. Yeah, he's a child of the government. I won't wear a cross, I won't say his name, I won't kneel down in dirty water, I won't pray lies, and I've been baptized. What doesn't kill you makes you a monster.
There's a lot of things that the government blacked out, but, no matter what happened, I'm really grateful for you in my life, because it's been difficult, and I guess I passed a lot of that on to you, and we're doing the best we can, and life's awesome.
Anishinaabe retired Judge Harry Laforme says the criminal justice system in Canada is a racist against Indigenous people from top to bottom. And it's not because they are prone to committing crimes, but because they get policed more. A Department of Justice study actually confirmed this. Our next song is I Can't Breathe by Dobby and Barca. Here they are. Hook ya.
Yeah. Sick of having to explain myself. They wanna know the history, the pain might help. They making me wild, need to restrain myself. If I were you, I would educate myself. Oh no. They want me to hate myself, degrade, dismiss, and erase myself. They said Australia and America's not the same. I say David Dungay, they don't even know the name. That's bullshit. Right to your member, tell them what's happening. You gotta challenge the white settler narrative. Got a lot of books that call us nomadic savages. Maybe that's a connection to them attacking us. Government thinking up any other solution, but truth leads to treaty and revolution. Killers acquitted, your silence is killing. Give us your platform so your people can listen. First came the massacres, then came the mission. Then stole the children, then filled the prison. No wonder our people do not trust the system. Over 400, not one conviction. Shame. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. He died when you choked him on his back in the pen. The 5 were some untrained, angry men. So why are you surprised it was actually them? And what would happen if there were no cameras then? If you're white, come and fight with your black fella friends and write down the number of their badge with a pen. The value of a life we shouldn't have to defend. And saying sorry means it never happens again. Some of these cops must have been bullied in PE to kill mob. That's why Kaepernick took a knee. Donald Trump's calling that a lack of respect. But what do you call a knee to the back of your neck, huh? This shit's as bad as it gets. Cause some of these coppers really don't know how to protect. And it's legitimized. See, they try to minimize genocide and all my Twitter fights. Cause the revolution televised. Go! No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe.
You bring violence to my motherland and blame me for it. Then expect me to be silent and then thank you for it. I ain't thankful, they've been killing my people by the masses. And I'm fed up to the neck by you right-wing fascists. I feel anger when my people feel anger, that's connection. We're angry for a reason cause our babies need protecting. I'm scared to send them out cause their colour is a weapon. When we walk through the streets people somehow feel threatened. Just stop, we only want the system to be civilised. You televise your point of view then feed the shapes full of lies. You bought the divide when you set up all the missions. And you still cause divide, killing my people in prison. I'm sick of it, sick and tired of the thick of it. Picture it, walk in our shoes, get a sniff of it. You feeling it? Now you choose to show no respect. About so-called Australia gets their knees off our necks.
No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe.
Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. That's why you out here.
Well, I really appreciate you giving your perspective, mate, because people in Australia don't have the understanding of the history of police killings.
So this song was called for action to bring justice to families of Indigenous folks who died in this police study. So, yeah.
After watching the TVO documentary titled Why Are Indigenous People Over-Incarcerated in Canada, I was moved to contact a mentor, an advocate, who has spent considerable time working on behalf of the most marginalized, victimized, criminalized, and institutionalized women. Before being appointed to the Senate in 2016, she was the executive director of the Canadian Association of Elizabeth Fry Societies. The Honourable Kim Pate agreed to chat with us on the phone about this over-incarceration crisis impacting Indigenous women in particular. Sadly, we learned that the laptop that we were gifted recently, thanks for that, but it did not have a built-in mic, and the sound of this interview was not captured. We extend our gratitude to the Honourable Kim Pate for giving of her, valuable time and sharing as candidly and passionately as she did in that interview. We're sorry to the listeners that we're not going to be able to play that. However, Two White Feather and I, we're going to do our best to recapture some of the information that was shared in the conversation that we had on this Red Road Journey episode. In 1996, some of you may remember, the Arbor Report was released after an investigation into a disturbance, that's what it was referred to, and mistreatment of women incarcerated at the Prison for Women in Kingston. The riot that had occurred 2 years prior to that report being released was allegedly sparked by a racial remark from an officer to an Indigenous inmate. The Arbor Report concluded that racial slurs were congruent with the prison environment at the time. The events that followed after that riot are in a documentary that was aired on the Fifth Estate back then, titled The Ultimate Response. And if you're not familiar with these events at all, I really do encourage you to watch that documentary. It's definitely a dark spot in Canadian history, but it's well worth watching. It really gives some context for what we're talking about today, the over-incarceration of Indigenous women and Indigenous people overall. Since the inquiry and the closure of Prison for Women in the year 2000, the number of incarcerated Indigenous women has jumped from 19%, as if that wasn't alarming enough, to 50%. I don't know, just sends chills down my spine. 50%. When we asked Kim Pate about what brings Indigenous women in conflict with the law, she underscored what Two White Feather had said earlier. Pam Palmater noted that they are not inherently more criminal, but they do face risk factors, right? Such as poverty and racism, violence, substance use, intergenerational trauma, dislocation at alarming rates.
Kim calls further foster care a pipeline into the prisons, for Indigenous people, and she noted that we have more kids in foster care than we did in residential schools. That's very sad. Of all the Indigenous inmates that have been in foster care versus 1/3 of non-Indigenous inmates.
Yeah, 2/3, right?
Two-thirds of all Indigenous inmates have been in foster care versus 1/3 of non-Indigenous. That is so crazy.
And I know, too, White Feather was saying earlier, his entry point, was certainly foster care, right, into youth corrections. Mm-hmm. And I asked him about that. Like, was it predominantly Indigenous folks back then, even in youth corrections? And
it was.
Yeah.
I was always put on an Indigenous range everywhere, sort of where I ended up in jail or Blue Water. Went to closed custody group homes and closed custody programs, all males. And usually those types of programs were like hundreds of kilometers into the bush, just to, have us not be around people.
Yeah, so for those of you that, say residential schools, that get over it, right? That was, an issue a long time ago. Well, you don't understand the effects of intergenerational trauma clearly, nor are you aware of other forms of forced assimilation, right? The ones impacting our generations now, right, are certainly foster care and then, that pipeline into the jails and the prisons.
Mm-hmm. So We're going to play Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. So here it goes.
This is one of Kim's songs. Yeah.
You get a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You get a fast car, I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, but the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights stay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. And we'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me'd find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Tears by Faith Nolan.
There's a highway of tears has been growing all these years. Oh, women murdered and sisters gone and disappeared. your baby child, your sister, auntie, all the while. Stop the highway, stop the highway of tears. 800 women, thousands have gone. Where is the love? What's going on? Too many died, nobody's cried. How can it be? Well, crying in the forest and in the trees and in the whisper of the breeze. I stop the highway, stop the highway of tears. Way ahead, oh way high, oh way ahead, oh way high. Stop the highway, highway of tears. Way ahead, oh way high, oh way ahead, oh way high. Stop the highway, stop the highway of tears. Well, stop the highway, stop the highway, oh stop the highway, stop the highway, oh stop the highway, highway of tears.
That was Faith Nolan, Highway of Tears, and that was another one of the selections that the Honourable Kim Pate had asked us to play, and great taste, if I may say so. Faith Nolan, I had the opportunity to meet her back in the days when I was studying at the University of Guelph, and I was really happy to hear that she's still at it, singing, protesting, doing it all. This is a woman, mixed African, Mi'kmaq, Irish. She also identifies as queer. She's a social activist, folk, jazz singer, songwriter. And she too worked with women both at Grand Valley Institution for Women like myself and the provincially sentenced women at Vanier Correctional Center, like myself as well. So thanks to Faith Nolan for that. And we've got another one here.
And it's...
We're not sure, so forgive us, please, with the pronunciation. Arnalukak by the Jerry Cans. And if you know how to pronounce that correctly, let us know.
On the lookout, you palo, you dear. On the lookout, we go daily game. On the lookout, your soul carries the light. On the lookout, ain't no man ever got the right. Pew your palo, you dear. 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 On the lookout, you're black and you're blue. On the lookout, see the love in those little eyes looking back at you. On the lookout, sang you dear. On the lookout, fuego daily. Più io parlo, you dear. 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 Più io parlo, you dear.
So that was the Jerry Cans, and I know that in reading about them, that song in particular, first of all, if you watch the video, it's pretty powerful as well, but what they've said about that song is they dedicate it to all women to remind them that they are beautiful, and to the men to encourage respect and standing up against abuse and violence in all its forms. And I know from my days both at Grand Valley Institution for Women and Vanier Correctional Centre, the majority of women in the jail and the prison were survivors of some form of abuse or violence. And so that's what those last three songs in particular were all about. Indigenous women are overrepresented in maximum security and what are referred to as structured intervention units. In that TVO video that we're referencing, Anishinaabe journalist Chris Beaver stated that 43.9% of inmates in the structured intervention units were Indigenous. And he questioned, rightfully so, why those who already suffer from complex trauma due to colonization are being put in a place that has been proven to be more psychologically distressing. For those of you that don't know, the structured intervention units, it just became a fancy name for once what was known as segregation. I once worked as a behavioral counselor on the structured living unit at Grand Valley Institution for Women. This was at a time just after the prison for women was shut down. The regional centers were opened up, and a document came out called Creating Choices. And I know, again, Kim Pate was influential in all of that at the time. And you know, they talked about a new way, a new vision of doing corrections for women and how it was going to be more therapeutic to address some of the underlying issues, the risk factors that were mentioned earlier. And despite all of that, the opening of those regional centers across Canada, including a healing lodge specifically for First Nations women, we had a suicide. And it was a suicide of an Indigenous woman. Not many know her name, and those that did certainly would have characterized her as nothing more than an angry woman. Long before the media brought us the story of Ashley Smith, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, there was an Indigenous woman who suffered poverty, abuse, sexual exploitation, drug use, punishment, and pathologizing. Both Kim and I knew this woman well. Her name is Pamela Pate, and she was housed on the structured living unit. And she was not getting the help she was asking for behind bars, nor was she able to have a visit with her son. And she was coming up for parole not long before she took her life. Kim told us in the interview that we had with her that Pam influenced her decision to further her legal studies with a degree in forensic mental health. For those of you that also check out some of Two White Feather and my social media pages, you'll see that we've put up a picture of a sock monkey. And I've got the sock monkey sitting on the desk here in the radio studio today with us because it's one of the amazing positive memories that I share of my time with Pamela Pate. I'm dedicating this episode to her. May you resist in peace and rest in power, Pam, and know that I will always treasure those memories that I have of us making the sock monkeys together. And I want you to know, too, that after your passing, I gave the sock monkey that you made for yourself to your son. And I'm sure he still has that sock monkey with him today. So we're going to play a song by Fawn Wood called Remember Me. And again, this song, this goes out to Pam.
Hey, baby, oh, hey, away. Hey, baby, oh, hey, away. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, baby, hey, oh, hey, away. Hey, oh, hey, away, oh. Remember me, remember me. When the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hello, hey, hey, baby, oh, baby, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, baby, oh, baby, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, baby, oh, baby, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Remember me, remember me. When the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, baby, oh, baby, oh, hey, oh, hey. Hey, baby, oh, baby, oh, hey, oh, hey. sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be. There I will be. Soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me. Down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh.
Hey-oh, hey.
Hey-oh, 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 hey. Hey-oh, 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 hey. Hey-oh, hey. Hey-oh, 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 hey-oh. Remember me. Remember me. When the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be. There I will be. Soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me. Down the road, hand in hand, you and me.
Oh yeah, that was Fawn Wood. Remember me. So, the Gladio principles were introduced in 1999 to address the problems within the criminal justice system, such as systematic discrimination and bias, abuse, substance use, separation from family and culture, no access to health care. A Gladio report is a complete with an Indigenous person to assess the impact of colonization and determine how to administer a sentence, but critically saying it is being misused to further a racist ideology that marks Indigenous people as dangerous, puts them in higher risk classification, and then punish them over and over again. The wrongful conviction of and incarceration of the Hopwi Zans sisters from Wisikus First Nation in Saskatchewan. I'm not sure if I said that reserve correctly, so pardon me on that. I tried. Has been a wake-up call to end the system racism in the criminal justice system. Kim Pate spoke about her support and advocacy in this case, where it took over 30 years of incarceration before the Gladio report was applied and the sisters were released.
When Kim was asked about what the government was doing to address the mass incarceration of Indigenous women, she said, "Not enough." And I quote, "Not enough." There is Bill S-213 that says mandatory minimum sentencing is not to be put in place if it will result in further injustice. It's somewhat of a step forward. Nonetheless, Kim says that we must decolonize the prison system and decarcerate Indigenous women. We as Canadians need to follow through on giving back power to Indigenous people so they can respond to crime in their own communities.
So we have a few more minutes here. I believe we might be able to play these last two songs, and I'm pretty sure we can. These two songs are pretty powerful. So we're going to play Strong Woman Song by Elder Maggie Paul. Native Sisterhood Anthem Song. P4W, Native Sisterhood Anthem Song. So here she is. Hook ya.
Strong Woman Song was given to us by, I forget now who, this was way back maybe 40 years ago maybe. Can't remember, but we always sang it at the prison. I used to work at the prison prisons all across Canada. And we used to sing that. We used to sing that song in the prison. And I took it there, and the women sing it. One time, when the women were having a hard time in there, they were in the sweat, and they got taken out of the sweat, and they were standing all together in a circle, and they started singing the Strong Woman song. Yeah, and that was beautiful. Some of these days I could tell you the whole story, but it's a long story.
Hook ya! So that was Elder Maggie Paul, Strong Woman song. And very powerful song, I gotta say. Very powerful. This next one too, is another powerful song. Now, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce this song title correctly. Arnuk by Ilepska. And there's something that she said too. I am a woman. I gave you life. I give you love. So you can give it in return. It becomes your mirror. Never forget where you are from. I am a woman. So here's her song. Here it is. Oka.
Ino se haitara, nalini haitara. Daimat sa inanuitin niya review. Sorlo takatautit. Puigok tailigin nakipim mangakbit. Arnawama.
da da wa vi, da 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 wa vi.